Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. It's like, it doesn't have the same hit. Like,
Yeah.
It just doesn't, you know, get in there.
Veins up. Break that thought straight into my fucking veins.
Welcome back. You know, it's that show.
We made it.
Man, yeah, we were just having this whole little rant about
daydream.
lunch. Oh,
We were
my
like,
God.
we couldn't stop thinking about the pho.
Well, that was
good.
Yeah, that was the whole reason that, you know, after years of eating it, I had to actually like figure out how to make it. And then I started asking everybody where they got their ingredients, and I started shopping there, and I started doing, and all the failures I had.
I was gonna ask, have you successfully made good pho that you enjoyed?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. At the house, it once I make it, dude, you better wear sweatpants.
Damn, dude.
Because I mean, so I've learned that dry noodles need to be rehydrated in a certain way if you don't buy fresh noodles. And fresh noodles you can only keep them in the fridge for up to a week. You know, your base ingredients are all about how it's going to come out. And does it take hours on hours and hours? Because if you watch these videos on how they make authentic broth, yes, it takes hours and on hours, right? And it's a lot of input. But if I was running a restaurant, I'd run that.
Yeah.
But there's cheat codes
that you can
to
take.
that NES that you can
To the NES.
that you can actually put, and you can make it within an hour and a half.
Nice.
And it is just
But you've been enjoying it to the degree of going to a pho place.
Oh yeah.
In the same realm. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd much rather spend them. I'm to the point now where I'd much rather go and make the hour plus drive to the store to buy everything, so that in a week's time I can have it 2 or 3 times, and then I can have my fix for a while and not have to look at a bill sitting there and going, I just paid $60 for 2 bowls of soup.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit. You know,
Right.
The other thing that I've been really in on for a long time is dumplings.
Yeah. I fucking love dumplings, though.
My God.
But I've had my mom's dumplings, which are like oaky dumplings.
Yeah, we're not talking about those type of dumplings.
Yeah.
We're talking about...
You're talking about Asian dumplings.
We're talking about Asian dumplings with different fillings. And I mean, they always look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, God. What? Alcohol abuse.
You didn't say anything. Alcohol abuse.
But I am the one gaijin that goes in there and I buy the shit and I don't even know what it says. And I will buy it. I will buy a package of dumplings and I will make them.
Hell yeah.
And I will, even if I don't like them, I'll finish them and I'll just know. I just boom that label, do not buy.
Yeah, it's just mapped in your mind. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what any of those letters are.
Right.
But the red picture of the
I'm not afraid to ask people that are walking by, like, hey, and I'm not of Asian descent, but I'm like, can you read this? And they're like, nope. And then sometimes, oh yeah, well, what's in it? And they tell me, and I'm like, okay, well maybe. And they're like, oh, you won't like it. Well, why won't I like it? And they'll tell me, and I'm like, no, that's what I'm looking for. And they look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, are you okay?
They're like, this fucking gringo doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I don't know what gringo, what the equivalent would be for fucking Chinese, but for Vietnamese, but...
I don't know. I just know Japanese is gaijin. So
I mean, they're like, no, you won't like it. You're like, no, that's what I'm looking for.
No, that's what I'm looking for.
Give me that.
I'm looking for that weird shit.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, you'll have to invite me over next time you make some fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will contribute towards some ingredients. That sounds fucking delicious.
Oh, trust me. You get done and you're like, I didn't even have to drive all the way into town for this. It's literally right down the road.
Right, and like you said, you get multiple servings of it. You get to enjoy it for the next couple of days without paying, $40 for 2 bowls of soup, like I said.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, the cost of everything is just so crazy. It's not, and I love going to the places that I love to support. But I'm like, I know what it costs to make this bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, you are bending me over.
Yeah.
And we're not that good of friends.
Please take me to the fucking gas station first. Get some fucking cigarettes.
Speaking of being bent over, let's roll into this segment. So, I mean, part of the reason we've been gone for so long is that not only, life And families getting more complex and doing their thing. I put off some medical things for quite a while, and it caught up with me.
But you were trying to figure out what it was for a long time.
Yeah, I mean they still are, but the thing is that they ended up going into fix one thing, and then I ended up spending 2 hours underneath the knife, and they took a lot out of me. And I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about what happened, but I'm just going to say that I can only say that, speaking from personal experience now, is that if you feel like there's something wrong on the inside of you, chances are there's something wrong.
You spent time trying to figure it out, though.
Multiple doctors, multiple specialists, and the thing is that just goes to show you that everybody is unique. Everybody, I don't operate the same as you. You don't operate the same as me, and so we'll get to some of the comical points of this whole procedure. One was telling the anesthesiologist when they have you fill out this paperwork. And interestingly enough, we'll go into 2 segments about this real quick. One is they ask you if you've had any marijuana use in the last 60 days.
Really?
And I was educated on that. And
I'm curious as to why they need to know that.
Okay, and I will tell you, is that I was educated that if you've had marijuana use, and they go to give you some of the current standards of what they use to put you under, it's not as effective.
Oh.
Right? And it actually causes complications.
Wow.
Right? It can actually cause you
complications beyond waking up during
Yes, it could actually slip you into a coma.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So for all you people out there, if you actually have to be put under, I would recommend
that's good to know that
don't smoke weed.
There's a correlation
for quite a while. The other point of that was I had filled out the paperwork and my history and what I've done in the past, and it's not the first time I was put under. I told them, I was like, you need to make sure you put me down. Like,
you're like, I'm like a fucking horse.
I'm gonna wake up. I told them I'm gonna wake up,
bruh.
And they didn't believe
whatever
me.
it is you're gonna put in me.
Yeah, they
double the shit.
Yeah, they didn't
double
believe
it.
me. They didn't believe me, and therefore, about 20 minutes into surgery, the anesthesiologist was like, he's coming out.
Jesus.
So to give you an idea, easiest way for people to understand this. So what actually put Michael Jackson down, Propanol. That's
put Michael Jackson down.
That's what they used on me to put me under. It's pretty standard. That's like in reality, it's like the most white bread thing they can use.
It's like a basic anesthesia.
Yeah. And it puts you out. And let me tell you from experience of anesthesiology and anesthetics, yeah, man, that stuff you don't even get to count. You don't even get to count.
Didn't you say you were telling a joke when you passed out?
It was,
you were in the middle of a joke.
Yep. And so they ended up hitting me with fentanyl. Yeah. And apparently fentanyl is actually widely used in the medical field now because once they administer it
works immediately.
And it keeps your ass down.
Yeah.
And so that's what they did, and then they also give you a regenerative shot. I can't even say that.
Regenerative.
Yeah, there you go. To bring you out of anesthesiology and anesthetics.
And you said what that normally takes like an hour?
It could take up to anywhere from, so the broad range of it is anywhere from 15 minutes up to an hour, depending on your metabolic rate and this and that. Yeah, it was like 40 seconds. Yeah.
They're still sewing you shut back there.
I mean, that was all done, but they had to remove the intubation tube out of my throat.
Oh my god.
And so I got to experience that one.
You literally...
Felt like Neo from the Matrix, like... What in the hell?
They probably literally gave it to you and were like, alright, let's get this out of them. They were like,
oh yeah,
shit. This guy's fucking waking up.
They have you all hooked up. They can see. They have things on your temple. They got it on your chest. They got it on your wrist. They got it on your finger. I mean, they know every little thing that's happening. And I guarantee the dude was like, "You got to be kidding me." First off, I didn't listen.
Literally.
Now He is literally coming out
Right.
swinging. And lucky for them, they actually had my arms restrained on the side of the bed because I probably would have come out swinging.
Did you go to jump up? Did you
Oh,
go to
I don't. The only thing I remember is I remember struggling to bring my head up, and the male nurse had his hand
fucking pinning you down?
holding me down while the female nurse is literally pulling the tube out of my throat.
Oh my god.
So, and then normal recovery time can take anywhere, once you're fully awake, can take a half an hour to 3-4 hours. I was out of the hospital in 30-40 minutes. I was literally up and moving.
Fuck out of here.
And so, yeah, I mean, but what I will say is that if you think something is wrong and you can get it checked out, because one, the peace of mind that I got now, because I know that everything that they took out of me is cancer free. It was just
that's awesome.
extra pieces that decided they wanted to take residence. And second, in men's especially, we are more subject to a lot of other ailments that females aren't. And females have their own ailments that we're not subject to.
Yeah.
And when it comes time, if you have a family and you have to think about your kids and you have to think about, taking care of those, future plans, don't put it off. I put it off way too long, and I will say that.
And that's what my dad said too. He was like, he put it off by too long, you know, and he should have fucking been on top of it. But then for me, I'm like, fuck. When should I go get a fucking finger stuck up my ass? Like, no thanks.
Well, I mean, they're different things too. It's like,
but that's just one thing. I don't mean to be like, out of the many things that we should do to stay on top of our health,
Well, and I've known this for a long time, is that men don't process heavy metals the same way females do, i.e., women menstruate. Okay.
Yeah, so they lose a lot of iron.
But they also lose a lot of excess toxic metals out of their body during that process.
That makes sense.
Men do not.
Interesting.
Right? And so we are subject to other things that, females aren't. And females are subject to things that we're not. Particularly more so on the hormone side of things. Ours, as a man, we're more consistent with our bodies.
Our hormonal cycle is like 24 hours. Right. Like it's the same every day.
So, but knowing that, I want to finish watching my kids grow up. I hopefully,
at least
willing, I get to see my grandchildren.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You at least want to finish seeing your kids grow up.
But had I not done these simple things and going down that road.
You probably wouldn't have made it another 10 years.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I will say it was not fun recovering.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Anytime people work on your guts, when they work on your guts, let me tell you, that is, it's not fun.
How long did you say? It was like 3 weeks?
2 weeks solid of... Well, 1 week of just complete agony, and then another week of intermittent, and then the last week was, and I still have some lingering effects, but you've got these weird things that happen, and we talked about it. My taste profile has changed.
That is so weird, which is actually common though for people who have gut surgery and stuff. They report tasting sweeter tastes, and sour tastes are way stronger and. Yeah. I thought that was super interesting. How your palate totally changed.
It not totally changed, but in certain aspects, it's totally different.
Yeah.
And so,
what did you say? It was spice, right?
So spice for me, like spice and sweets. So spice isn't as spicy. Like things that normally were at a different level that maybe it's uncomfortable to eat, I can eat them now without having that.
Huh.
Whereas other things that were... and this is what's weird is that overly sweet aren't as sweet, and things that were underly sweet are oversweet.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's fucking
totally
bizarre.
weird. It's totally weird.
That's fucking bizarre.
Totally weird. And then even with beer, I mean, it's like, and I'm drinking a darker beer, a more full-bodied beer, and I was worried about that because when I was actually able to have my first beer, I had a normal, watered down light beer.
Yeah.
And it tasted like shit. Absolute shit. And I'm like, you're telling me that I can't drink this cheap ass beer anymore. So I had some dark beer, and guess what? I can taste more in that now than I did before. Wow. And it's more enjoyable.
That's crazy.
I just gotta spend more now. But I will say this is that, we're going into we're going into a new year, and if anybody else can say anything, I would say if you've ever felt like something's wrong inside of you, go get it checked out. I mean,
believe yourself.
We've had conversations. It's like he didn't realize that he had a bad eye until he was talking to me.
Oh my God! Did we literally have that?
Yeah,
we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah,
we though?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I literally remember. So we worked together at a what would you call it?
Auto parts store.
An auto parts store. And one day he's checking his eyeballs, and so I start checking my eyes, and I'm like, holy shit, bro. I can't see it all out of my left fucking eye. Long story short, I end up going to the eye doctor and figure out I have a degenerative eye disease, and I had to have surgery on my eyeball, all because of this guy fucking telling me to look at my eyes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Don't be afraid to go check on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the insurance, you have the time, and you have the ability, and get yourself checked out, make sure you get to live that life you want to live, and you get that quality of life. And don't be afraid. You know, a lot of people I know are afraid of, it's going to cost a bunch of money, right? Even if you have just crappy insurance, they will work with you and they'll put you on payment plans, and they will make sure that you get the care that you need. Then don't be afraid to ask questions.
You're talking to me right now because recently I have been on a fucking insurance strike. I have been refusing. Like, I pulled my shit out of my shoulder a couple of weeks ago, and everyone in my life has been telling me to go to the doctor, and I'm like, fuck no.
Right.
Why the fuck would I pay the insurance companies because I have been on a strike. Right. So mad about this middleman of insurance that we have in our fucking.
I'm not saying it's great.
I mean, either way, we got to get our healthcare taken care of, right? Like, so I get that, but I just have been realizing what a fucking scam insurance is, and it's been driving me insane. So I've been like,
we'll have to, when we come back for our next set, we'll definitely put that on the very first one, because I can tell you that I saved a shit ton of money by switching to Geico. By asking them for a detailed and itemized.
Great itemized, yes.
And I had the original estimate to what I got, and it saved me a shit ton of money.
Wow. That's fucking...
So, and it was one simple question. One simple question.
Yeah, can I get an itemized bill of everything that I was charged for? Like, that's all it fucking takes.
That's all it takes.
And in other countries, they just go to the doctor, and it doesn't cost them fucking anything.
I can speak from personal experience of screwing myself up in other countries and thinking I'm going to go bankrupt because I'm in some foreign country, and they literally, give me a happy sticker and a lollipop, and they're like, have a nice day. What do I pay? No, you don't pay anything. Go on. Get out of here.
Oh, my God.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. Is it the best quality health care?
Yeah, of course not.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but it's free.
Holy shit. So, I don't know. All I can say is that I'm grateful that I did it. I'm not looking forward to, because we've talked about this, I've got a couple other procedures I got to have done.
Yep.
In hopes to totally equalize what's going on.
Yep, but hopefully you get that done and you'll be around till you're an old man. You can see your little kid, your grandchildren running around. You get to see my kids.
Right. I get to kick you in the nuts for another 20 years, 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
I don't know. All I gotta say is that take care of yourselves. Have great holidays. We love you. Leave your comments down below.
Thank you guys for watching. Seriously.
Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
The next round is on you.
Yep.
We've got to go.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.